Let me move on to the first question on lesson number 3. So friends, this lesson number 3 is based on the concept called a Pythagoras theorem. So friends, in lesson number 2, all the ending point of the person will be exactly at the north or exactly at the south or west or east. But in this case, if an ending point of the person anywhere else in the northeast or southeast or southwest or northwest, then we should surely use to find the distance by using a concept called Pythagoras theorem. So friends, everybody know what is Pythagoras theorem, and this we used to call it as a slope. So C equal to root of a square plus b square. So friends, let me move on to the first question, right? Ram started walking towards east after walking 10 meters. So friends, first of all, there is a person Ram. He is walking how many meter, friends? 10 meter towards east, and then he takes right. So friends, let me take that this is starting point. From here, there is a person Ram who is covering 10 meter. And then this person taking a right turn. Okay, he took a right turn and walked 10 meters. So from here he is taking a right turn and he is covering 10 meter, friends. This is also 10 meter and this is also 10 meter. So both the lines should be equal in length, right? So this is also 10 meter. Okay, he took a left turn and walked 30 meters. So friends, from here this person Ram took a left turn and covers 30 meter, friends. Friends, left turn will be this side and he is covering 30 meters, right? Okay, let me assume that this is 30 meter. And finally the person Ram is at this point. Okay, and again he took a left turn and covers 40 meters. Friends, listen here. From here this person Ram is taking left and covering 40 meters. Friends, this will be 10 meters, right? But here taking left and covering 40 meters, so definitely we should draw a line like this. Why? Because this must be 10 and this must be 30. So we can surely say that the total height will be 40 meters. So friends, got the logic? I think if you learn the basics properly, it will be easy, right? From here the person taking left and covering 40 meters. So this is 10 and this is 30. So finally we can say that Ram will be at this point. Okay friends, now how far, in which direction from the starting point? So friends, the question is from the starting point. So let me assume that this is ending point. From the starting point, they are just asking what is the distance, and also from the starting point in which direction the ending point is, right? They are asking two questions. Friends, listen carefully. We know that this is starting point and this is ending point. We need to find the distance between starting and ending point. So just draw a slope, right? So friends, listen here. I am just drawing a small slope. Okay. Finally, we draw a slope. Slope is called as a C. If we need to find this value of C, C equal to root of a square plus b square, that is a square and b square. Friends, we have drawn the slope C. So this will be A and this will be B. So friends, this total distance, friends, listen here. This is 10 and this distance will be 30. So the total distance will be 40, right? So finally, we calculated the value of A. And this is value of B. Friends, listen, this total distance is 40. We need to eliminate this 10. So this remaining distance will be 30. So we can say that this small distance will be 30, that is B. So A we got 40, B we got 30. So C, that is this distance, the slope distance, C equal to root of A square plus B square. So A square, that is 40 square will be 1600. And B square, B will be 30, 30 square will be 900. So this equal to root of 2500. So we can surely say that root of 2500 will be 50. So we got 50 meter, friends. First of all, we found what is the distance. They are asking two things. Listen here. Now Ram, how far and also in which direction from the starting point. So friends, from the starting point, the ending point will be in this direction. So this direction we used to call it as a northeast. So finally we can say that the answer is 50 meter northeast. Friends, got the logic, friends? Listen here. This is starting point and this is ending point. We need to find the distance between starting and ending point. So I have just drawn a small dotted line which is called as a slope. So friends, if this is slope and this we used to call it as a C, then C is equal to root of A square and B square. So A will be this complete distance and this small distance will be B. So friends, this small distance will be 30 and this distance will be 10 plus 30, 40. So 40 square plus 30 square. So root of 2500. So finally we got the answer, that is 50 meter, friends. And another question, in which direction from the starting point? So from the starting point, the ending point will be at the northeast. So finally we got the answer for the first question, 50 meter northeast. Let me move on to question number 2. Kamal goes 12 km towards north from a fixed point. So friends, listen carefully. From a fixed point, we know that this point is called as a fixed point. From this point, there is a person, Kamal. He is covering 12 km towards north. So we can say that this is fixed point, that is a starting point. From here, Kamal goes 12 km towards north. Let me assume this as 12 kilometers. 12 kilometers towards north. So Kamal will be at this point. Okay, right. Friends, and then goes 8 km towards south from there. Friends, listen carefully. From this starting point, Kamal is covering 12 km towards north. From here, again he is traveling 8 km towards south. So towards south will be this direction. This person, Kamal, is covering 8 kilometers, friends. So we can say this as 8 kilometers. So friends, got the logic? Kamal initially travels this complete 12 kilometers. From here, again Kamal coming towards south as 8 kilometers. So Kamal will be at this point. Okay. In end, he goes 3 km towards east. So friends, finally from here, Kamal goes 3 km towards east direction. We know that east will be this side, and from here Kamal is covering 3 kilometers, friends. Okay, 3 kilometers. Finally, this will be ending point. So Kamal is at this point. What is the question? How far is he from the starting point? So friends, they are just asking what is the distance between starting and ending point. Friends, listen carefully. If we need to find the distance between starting and ending point, first of all, let me draw a small line, right? This is called as a slope. So friends, we have just drawn a dotted line which is called as a slope. If we need to find the value of slope, then we need to find what is a root of an a square plus b square, right? So friends, we can surely say that this will be b and this distance will be a. Friends, got the logic? C equal to root of a square plus b square. So this distance will be a and this distance will be b. So friends, we know that this distance will be equal to this distance. So we can say a is 3 and we need to find what is this distance. Friends, listen carefully. The total distance is 12. We know that this distance is 8 kilometers. Surely the remaining must be 4 kilometers. So we can say that the value of b will be 4. So finally c is equals to, that is this distance starting and ending point slope, c equal to root of a square plus b square. That is a square will be 3 square, that is 9, and b square will be 4, that is 16. So root of 24. So finally we got 5 kilometer as the answer. So friends, got the logic, friends? Listen carefully. From here there is a person, Kamal, started towards north 12 kilometers. From there 8 kilometers towards south. So finally Kamal will be at this point. And finally he turns towards 3 km towards eastern direction. So eastern side will be this side, and finally he reaches this point. So this is an ending point and this is an starting point. They are just asking what is the distance between starting and ending. A small dotted line indicates a slope. So if we need to find the value of slope, so c equal to root of a square plus b square. So this will be a and this will be b. So friends, this distance will be equal to this distance. So this is also 3 km and this is also 3 km. So finally we find the value of a, that is 3 km. And then we need to find what is the value of b. So friends, the total distance is 12 and we need to subtract 12 minus 8. Definitely the remaining distance will be 4. So b will be 4 km. So c equal to root of 3 square, that is 3 square 9 and 4 square 16. So 9 plus 16 will be root of 25. So finally we got 5 kilometers for this, the starting and ending point distance. Let me move on to question number 3. A person starts walking in a north direction and after traveling a distance of 20 meters takes a left turn. So friends, there is a person, initially he walks towards north direction, that is 20 meters, and then he took a left turn. So friends, we can say that this is a fixed point and this is a starting point, and we can fix this as an end. Starting point. From here there is a person walking towards north, that is 20 meters, friends. So let me assume that this is 20 meters, right? Okay. Person is walking 20 meters towards north and then the person is taking a left turn and walks 25 meters. So friends, listen carefully. From here the person is taking left turn and he is covering 25 meters, friends. So let me assume that this is 25 meters. Okay, 25 meters, and finally the person will be at this point. Okay, from here he took a right turn and walked 20 meters. So friends, from here the person took a right turn and covering 20 meters, friends. Right turn will be this side and he is covering 20 meters. Okay, so this will be 20. Okay friends, I think finally he will be at this point. And finally took a right turn and walked 35 meters. So friends, finally he is taking a right turn and covering 35 meters. Friends, listen carefully. Right side will be this side and after turning right he is covering 35 meters. So friends, this will be 25 meter, but now after turning right he is covering 35 meters. So surely I can say that he will be at this point. Friends, got the logic? Why? Because this is 25 and this must be definitely 10. So only the total distance should be 35 meters. If you watch the basic lesson, then you will be surely say that this will be exact line. So friends, finally after turning right he is covering 35 meters. So finally he will be at this point. Let me assume this as an ending point and this is a starting point. So friends, what is the question? How far he is from the starting point and in which direction? So friends, they are asking two things. First is what is the distance between starting and ending point. Second is from the starting point he is in which direction. Friends, listen carefully. From the starting point the ending point will be in this direction. So we can say that from the starting point the ending point will be northeast. So we have found one thing, that is direction. Second thing, we need to find what is the distance between starting point and ending point. So friends, just draw a small dotted line which is assume that this is called as a slope. So friends, finally we drawn a slope, right? So friends, listen carefully. We drawn a slope. If we need to find what is the distance, then we need to find what is the value of A, then we need to find what is the value of B. So friends, the value of A, listen here friends, the value of A and this is the value of B. Friends, this distance will always equal to this distance, right? This is 10 meter, so definitely this will be 10 meter. So finally we got the A value, that is 10 meter. Second thing, we need to find this distance. Friends, listen carefully. This is 20 meter and this is 20 meter. So the total height, that is the value of B, will be 40 meter. So friends, got the logic friends? We need to find what is the value of A and what is the value of B, and we know that this is called as a slope. This dotted line indicates a slope, right? If we need to find the value of slope, so A square plus B square, that is root of A square and B square. So this is the value of A. So this A is equal to this distance. So we can say that this is 10 meter and this distance will be 20 meter plus 20 meter. So total distance will be 40 meter. So finally we got the value of A, that is 10 meter, and value of B, that is 40 meter. So we can say that root of A square, that is 10 square, plus root of 40 square friends. Okay. So finally we can say that 10 square will be 100, 40 square will be 1600. So we can say that 1700 friends. Friends, listen carefully. We can say that 1700 is an answer. But if you need to simplify this, this can be written as 17 into 100, right? 17 into 100 will be 1700. So root of 100 will be 10. So we can say that 10 root 17 meter, and we know that this is northeast. So finally the answer is 10 root 17 meter, that is northeast. We got the distance, that is from the starting point ending point the distance is 10 root 17 meter, and from the starting point the ending point will be in the direction that is northeast. Friends, this is root of 1700. So this can be written as 17 into 100, right? 17 into 100 will be 1700 and root of 100 will be 10. So we can say that 10 root 17 will be the answer. So friends, the most important thing, after drawing a slope, we need to find what is the value of A and what is the value of B. If you find the value of A and B, solving this question will be so easy. Let me move on to question number 4. Pankaj travels 7 km towards south. So friends, initially there is a person Pankaj, he is traveling 7 km towards south. So let me assume that this is starting point, and from here Pankaj travels 7 km towards south. So I think this, let me assume that this is 7 kilometers, right? Okay, 7 kilometers towards south. Okay, finally Pankaj will be at this point, and then 5 km towards left. So friends, from here Pankaj is turning left, so left hand side will be this side, and he covers 5 kilometers. Let me assume this is 5 kilometers. Okay, then he further travels 5 km towards south. So friends, listen carefully. From here again traveling 5 km towards south. So southern side will be this side, so again traveling 5 km towards south. Okay, this will be 5 kilometers. Okay friends, what is the question? How far is he from the starting point? So friends, the question is from the starting point, they are just what is the distance between starting and ending point. Always remember that, draw a slope, right? This dotted line indicates a slope. So friends, we need to find the value of slope, then we need to find what is the value of A and what is the value of B. So friends, listen carefully. This is starting point and ending point slope. So let me assume this is a line, right? So finally we can say that this is the value of A and this total distance will be the value of B. So friends, listen here. This value of A will always equals to this distance. So this is 5 km. So surely I can say that the value of A is also 5 km. Next step, we need to find the value of B. Friends, listen carefully. This is 7 kilometers and this is 5 kilometers. So totally the value of b will be 12 kilometers. So friends, this is called as a slope, that is from the starting till ending we need to find what is the distance. So first of all, I have just drawn a small dotted line that indicates a slope. So after drawing the slope, we need to find what is value of a and value of b, and this distance will always equal to this distance. So this is also 5 kilometer and this is also 5 kilometer. So finally we got the value of a, 5 kilometer. Step number 2, we need to find what is the value of b. So value of b will be 7 plus 5, 12 kilometers. So finally we can say that c equal to root of 12 square plus 5 square. So 12 square will be 144, 5 square will be 25. So resultant will be 169. So finally we can say that 13 kilometer. So from the starting till the ending, the distance will be 13 kilometers. Let me move on to question number 5. A person walks 4 kilometers towards west and turn to his right to travel 9 kilometers. First of all, a person walked 4 kilometers towards west and took a right turn and covers 9 kilometers, friends, right? So first let me assume that this is starting point. From here a person walks 4 kilometers towards west. Okay, let me assume this is 4 kilometers. Okay, and then the person is taking a right turn and covers 9 kilometers. So from here right turn will be this side and the person is covering 9 kilometers. Okay, let me assume that this is 9 kilometers. Okay friends, he turned towards east and traveled 12 kilometers. So friends, from here the person is traveling towards east. Eastern side will be this side and covers 12 kilometers. Friends, this is 4 kilometers. From here the person is covering 12 kilometers. Let me assume that this is 4 and this will be 8. So only we can say that the total distance that he covers from this point will be 12 kilometers. So friends, from here the person is taking right and covers 12 kilometers. We already know that this is 4 kilometers, this will be 8 kilometers. So the total distance will be 12 kilometers. Okay, finally he travels 3 kilometers towards south. So friends, from here the person is traveling 3 kilometers towards south. So towards south will be this side. So he is covering 3 kilometers, friends. Let me assume this is 3 kilometers. And finally he is at this is ending point and this is starting point. So the question is how far he is in from the initial position. So friends, listen carefully. The question is what is the distance between starting point and what is the distance between ending point. So friends, first of all we need to draw a small dotted line which is called as a slope. If we need to find the value of slope, then we need to find what is the value of a and what is the value of b. Right? So friends, listen here, the value of a, we can surely say that this distance will be always equal to this distance. So this is 8, so value of a is also 8. Second thing, we need to find this value of b, that is small distance, right? So friends, listen here, this total distance will be 9 kilometers and this small distance will be 3 kilometers, but our target to find the value of b, this distance. So 9 minus 3, when we eliminate this 3, so we can say that the value of b will be 6. So finally we got the value of a, that is 9, and finally we got the value of b, that is 6. So friends, we need to find what is this slope, right? C equal to root of a square plus b square, a square, that is 8 square plus 6 square. So we can say that c equal to 8 square, that is 64, and 6 square, that is 36. So c equal to 100. So finally we can say that the value of slope will be 10 kilometers. So friends, the distance between starting and the ending point will be 10 kilometers. The only thing is that the line plays a major role in every question, friends. See here it is 9 kilometer. If it is 3 kilometer, you should start on the distance, right? You should not draw 9 kilometers as the same line and also 3 kilometers as same line. So line plays a major role. If you properly draw the diagram, then solving all the questions will be so easy. Let me move on to question number 6. A child is looking for his father. He went 90 meters in the east before turning to his right. So first of all, a child is searching his father and he went 90 meters towards east before taking a right turn. That means after covering 90 meters, the child took a right turn. So let me assume this is a starting point. From here, child is covering 90 meters, friends. Let me assume this is 90 meters and then the child took a right turn. Okay. See here, friends, 90 meters in the east before taking his right turn, he went 20 meters before taking towards a right turn. So friends, listen carefully. Here he took a right turn and covers 20 meters. Again he is taking a right turn. So let me assume that here right hand side will be this side. After taking a right turn, the child covers 20 meters. Again after reaching this point, the child is turning a right turn. Okay. And looking for his father at uncle's place 30 meters from the point. That means from here the child is taking a right turn and covers 30 meters, friends. Listen here, friends, this is 90 meters. So 30 meters will be like this. Okay, let me assume that this is 30 meters. Okay, this will be his uncle's place. and his father was not there. So here also his father was not there. From there he went 100 meter in north. So friends, from this point the child is moving 100 meters in north. So friends, listen carefully. This is 20 meter. From here the child is moving 100 meter towards north, friends. So let me assume this is an 100 meter. Okay, this will be 100 meter, and we can say that this will be 20 and this will be 80. So only we can say that the total distance, that is the total height, will be 100 meter. Friends, got the logic? From here the child went north 100 meters. We already know that this is 20. So 20 and this will be 80, so that the total distance will be 100 meters. See here friends, 100 meters north, and before meeting his father in a street. So finally the child met his father. Okay, I think this will be the ending point and this will be the starting point. So what is the question? How far did the son met his father from the starting point? So friends, the question is, from the starting point, what is the distance of this ending point? So first of all, let me assume this dotted line is called as a slope, that is C. So friends, we need to find what is the distance between starting and ending point, which we used to call it as a C. So C equal to root of a square plus b square. So this distance will be a and this distance will be b. Friends, listen here friends, this total distance will be 90, but our target to find only this distance. So 90, subtract this 30 meters. So 90, 30, the remaining will be 60 meters. So we can surely say that this distance will be 60, where this is the value of A. And secondly, we need to find the value of B. We know that the total distance is 100 meter. Eliminate this 20, so remaining will be 80 meters. So this is the value of B. So finally, we got the value of A, that is 60 square. Finally, we got the value of B, that is 80 square. So we can say that 60 square will be 3600 plus 80 square will be 6400. So finally, we got the answer, that is 10,000. So we need to take a root, friends. A root of 10,000 will be 100. So we can say that the answer will be 100 meters. So friends, most important question and most important concept, right? First of all, a child is searching for his father. From here the child went 90 meter towards east and took a right turn. After taking a right turn, he covers 20 meter. Again taking a right turn and covers 30 meter. But I think he reaches this uncle's place, but his father was not here. From here the child went 100 meters towards north. So we can assume that this is 100 meter. Most important thing, this is 20 and this is 80. So the total distance will be 100. So this is ending point. They are just asking what is the difference between starting and ending point. So let me draw this dotted line for slope. So C equal to root of a square plus b square. So the value of a will be 60 and value of b will be 80. So root of 60 square plus 80 square. So finally we got the answer as 100 meters. Let me move on to question number 7. A man walks 2 kilometers towards north. So let me take this as a starting point. From here a man walks 2 kilometers towards north. Okay, let me assume this is 2 kilometers. Okay. Then he turns towards east and walks 10 kilometers. So friends, from this point the person is turning towards east and walks 10 kilometers. So we can say that this will be 10 kilometers. Okay, let me assume that this is 10 kilometers. After this he turns to north and walks 3 kilometers. So from this point he is turning left and walking 3 kilometers, friends. So let me assume this is 3 kilometers. Finally he will be at this point. Okay. Again he turns towards east and walks 2 kilometers. So from here he is again turning east and walking 2 kilometers. So eastern side will be this side and he walks 2 kilometers, friends. I think this is the ending point and this will be the starting point. Okay, what is the question? How far he is from the starting point? So they are just asking what is the distance between starting and ending point. So first of all we need to draw a small dotted line that indicates a slope. Okay. If we need to find the value of slope, then we should surely know that what is the value of A and what is the value of B. So friends, this is value of A, the total distance. See here friends, this is 10 kilometers and this is 2 kilometers. So 10 and 2. So total distance will be 12 kilometers. That is the value of A. Second thing, we need to find what is the value of B. So this total distance will be value of B. So friends, this is 3 and this is 2. So the total distance will be 5 kilometers. So this is 12 kilometers and this is 5 kilometers. So finally we got the value of A is 12 and value of B is 5. So this C is equal to 12 square, that is 144, 5 square, that is 25. So C equal to root of 169. So finally we got the answer, that is 13 kilometers. So friends, finally we got the answer for question number 7, that is 13 kilometers, the distance between starting and ending point. Let me move on to the last question, that is question number 8. A man walks 1 kilometer towards east. Right, so friends, first of all let me start this as a starting point. From here a man walks 1 kilometer towards east. Okay, let me assume this as 1 kilometers. Okay, from here the man is walking 1 kilometer towards east. and then he turns to south and walks 5 kilometers. So friends, from here the man is turning southern side and walking 5 kilometers, friends. So let me assume that this is 5 kilometers. Okay, and finally the man will be at this point. Again he turns to east and walks 2 kilometers. So friends, from here the person is taking a left turn, that is east, and walks 2 kilometers. Eastern side will be this side and covering 2 kilometers, friends. Let me assume that this is 2 kilometers. Okay, he will be at this point. Okay. After this he turns to his north and walks 9 kilometers. Friends, important thing, from here he took a left turn and walks 9 kilometers. So friends, this is 5 kilometers. From here the person took a left turn and walks 9 kilometers. So definitely 9 kilometers will be here. Friends, got the logic? Why? Because this distance will be 5 kilometers and this distance will be 4 kilometers. So we can say that the total distance from here till here will be 9 kilometers. So friends, the most important logic, from here he took a left turn and covers 9 kilometers. We know that this is 5 kilometers. So 5 kilometers plus 4 kilometers. Finally he will be at this point. So the total distance will be 9 kilometers. This is starting point and this is ending point, friends. What is the question? How far is E from the starting point? They are just asking what is the distance between starting and ending point. So friends, first of all we need to draw a small dotted line that indicates a slope. So if we need to find the value of slope, then we should know what is the value of A and value of B. So friends, this is value of B. We can surely say that this value of B will be 4 kilometers. Second thing, we need to find what is the value of A. So value of A will be this total distance. Friends, here 1 kilometer, here 2 kilometer. So the value of A will be totally 3 kilometers. So finally we found the value of A, that is 3 kilometer, and value of B, that is this distance 4 kilometer. So root of the slope is equal to root of A square, that is 9, 3 square, that is 9. Second thing, B square, that is 4 square, will be 16. So C equal to root of 25. So finally we got the answer C equal to 5 kilometers. So friends, from the starting till the ending the distance will be 5 kilometers.